Like.
Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. Now I know I have been very inactive on YouTube channel because I have been really busy on TikTok, Instagram and so many other apps. But due to lockdown I have so much of time that I can create content on YouTube, and I am gonna try and create content on YouTube. So in this video I'm going to tell you how I edit my pictures for my Instagram. Now we see so many influencers feed, and there's a certain theme which is going on all their pictures, and it kind of seems like every picture has the same color tones and tints which is going on throughout their feed. Now how do they maintain that? In this video I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to also show you how I edit my pictures, what softwares I use, and what is the process that goes behind posting one picture. Now I'm not a pro in editing pictures, but I have learned a few tips and tricks which might be helpful for you guys, and I'm going to show you what all apps I use and what are the tips which you can use for your individual picture. And one thing is for sure, all the pictures are not same and you cannot follow all the steps that I'm showing you. You need to use your creativity and adjust the presets and the edits which I'm showing you according to the picture that you have in hand. So I think this is going to be an interesting video, and a lot of people have been asking me what preset I use, where did I got my presets from, etc. So you'll get to know that in this video. So I'm going to edit 3 pictures. These pictures have been clicked by DSLR cameras, so they are quite high quality and it will be easy to edit. So the first software that I use for editing is Photoshop. Obviously Photoshop is the best software to edit high definition pictures. So what I do is I go to camera raw filter, and then I just play around with the exposure, contrast, highlight, shadow, all the options that's available in the first tab. So according to the picture you can just adjust the contrast and brightness and everything that you want on your picture. So it completely depends on your personal preference, how you want the picture to be, and how much depth and how much definition you want. So this part is like completely your choice, how you want to go ahead with the picture. Now next there is this tab which has an option of hue, saturation and luminous, and this is the part which is the most fun part about editing. So first I'll go to the hue and play around with the colors that I have. Now I'm pretty used to this part, so I know which colors I need to change, but just to show you guys I'm just changing all the colors and trying to show you how this affects the picture. So right now I'm changing the yellow part. I am changing its hue. So the yellow part which is in the background, the garden, that is getting changed to the thing that you're seeing in the video. So that's how it changes. Now next I'm changing the blue and aqua colors, and that's changing the sky as well as the denim color. So you have to be careful and keep a balance of how much depth you want on the sky, because that is going to change your color on the jeans as well. So you have to just keep it balanced and don't go overboard with it. The same thing goes with saturation and luminous part as well. You can just increase the depth of a particular color if you want, and if you want a particular color not to be very much highlighted, you can just decrease the saturation, and that's how it works. And the luminous part as well is very much similar to saturation, but it is slightly different. It creates a depth of color, a more brightness into the color or lightness to the color, but saturation completely extracts the color. I hope that is pretty clear. I'm not really familiar with the technical terms, so that's how I edit my picture. Now there is this another tab. Now I don't know what it is called, but it kind of change the perspective of the picture. It kind of makes it look slimmer or a bit fatter, what I mean. So this is a really fun element of editing as well. I like to go towards the fatter side because I just feel it gives much more definition to my picture, to my quality of editing that I have. And that's how the picture looks. This is the before and after difference, how the picture was looking before editing and after editing. So you can see the difference how it works. So now I'm going to show you one more picture. This picture has a lot of greenery and a lot of disturbance in the background, like the yellow and black side railing, street railing, I don't know what that is called, that is happening. A lot of blue background colors and a lot of greenery, as I said. We are going to work with this picture. We're going to exclude the distractions, exclude the colors which are not required, and just see the result, how it works. Now we're going to do the basic editing, the exposure, contrast, and everything completely. Again, your choice and your preference of how you want to go about with it. Now coming to the hue and saturation part, I am completely going to change the redness of this picture now because of the red thing that is going in the background, the white and red thing that is happening in the background. But what happens is when I'm changing the red saturation, I am losing the color on my face and on my lips as well. So now I again have to create a balance between how much saturation I can leave and how much changes I can just be okay with it. For the yellow and the green part, I've completely changed the hue because that's how I like my pictures to be. That's how I change all the greenery part in my picture. And again, I'm changing the blue part because I want to completely desaturate the background blue color that's happening. And you can see how everything is changing as I'm changing the blue. The denim color is also changing along with the background. Now in the saturation part, I'm going to decrease the saturation slightly for the red color so that the background red, kind of becomes balanced. Now I tried to change the yellow as well so that the railing, the side street railing that is visible, that becomes a bit less. But again, you can't completely desaturate the yellow because that is going to completely remove the warmth from the picture and the yellowness that is happening in the background as well. Now I'm changing the saturation completely to 0 for aqua and slightly for blue as well, so that the color that's happening in the background, the blue color that you can see, that completely gets disappeared. And you have to be again really careful of how much desaturation and luminous you're changing so that the outfit color doesn't change much, the warmness and the skin tone doesn't change much. So that is the thing that you need to be careful about, and just have to figure out the balance between the color, and that's going to work just perfectly. Now there is this third picture which was clicked indoor, and I personally don't have a lot of indoor lights to click a perfectly good picture. So this picture is I think very much dark and doesn't have the right brightness. So for this picture I'm going to increase the exposure, the highlight and the whiteness and everything, which if you guys must have observed, I did the opposite for all the other picture. I was reducing the highlight, the whites and everything for the rest of the picture which was clicked outdoor. But since this is indoor, it needs a lot of light and it needs a lot of brightness. That's why I have been doing this opposite thing. So that's what I'm talking about. You need to figure out the picture and you need to play around with these settings and come up with the result. Again, in the hue saturation part, I'm not playing around a lot. I'm just trying to show you that if I go to the extreme of the reds and the oranges, the skin color can really go wrong. So you have to find that balance, and I'm just trying to change the background wall color, and I'm just trying to create the more depthness in the colors of this unicorn soft toy. So that's how we are going to do, and I'm just going to play around. There's no rule in this part that you have to go with this set of recess only. You just have to play around with your creativity and just go ahead with it. Now that's how our picture looks right now, before editing and after editing. The results are here. Now there's one more thing that's happening in this picture. There is this frame in the background that's creating a distraction and which is not required. So what we're going to do about this is we're going to solve this. So now you'll get to see what I do about these kind of stuff that's happening around the picture. We are taking the clone tool that is available in the toolbar section, and we are going to take the part of the wall that doesn't have any frame. We're just going to capture that, and we're just going to place that on the frame. So basically what I've done is I've clicked the mouse on the plain wall. I've pressed alt while clicking it, and the mouse has just captured that part. And now wherever I'm going to move the mouse and click the mouse, the area will become similar to the wall that I have captured. I just hope that this is clear, because this is a very technical thing and it can be better understood with what you're seeing rather than my technical words, because I am very weak in all these editing technical words. So now we have all our three pictures, our edited pictures, which we have done the all the editing with Photoshop. I transfer these photos to my phone, and then I use the Lightroom, the mobile Lightroom app. It's available very easily on App Store or Play Store, whichever phone you use. It is a very user friendly software. So I have all these presets available in my Lightroom app, and obviously it was not inbuilt available. I had to download these presets. I had to get them from different places. So where did I got them from? It's very easy. You just have to go to YouTube, and in the search section just type free Lightroom presets. Now there'll be so many results with videos which will provide you with presets, and they'll have instructions of how you can download these presets to your phone. But the particular preset that I use is from Planet Iris. He is really good at editing. I personally really prefer the presets he makes. So the presets that I have, they have all been somewhere from his videos only, and he makes it really easy to download these presets on your phone, because there are many channels which only allow you to download these presets on a laptop version Lightroom. But I wanted these presets for my phone, so that even if I'm traveling, I can just edit my pictures. So that's what I do. Now the preset that I use is this particular one. I don't know what name it is, so I just go and copy preset and just paste that preset on the picture which I want to edit. You can save the preset as well, but this is how I want to work. I want my pictures to have a certain rose gold kind of a tint going on. So what I do is I go to the color section, and then I increase the temperature. I make the picture a bit yellow, and then I add a bit of pink tints, and then I decrease the vibrance so that it is not very empowering and very yellowish and pinkish. So that's how I do it, and it will be different for each picture. As I said again and again, it will be different. Sometimes I will increase the temperature and tint a lot more, and sometimes I might not increase it. So this is how the picture looks, the final picture after Photoshop and Lightroom. So that is how I edit all my pictures. While you export these pictures, make sure that the quality has been set to 100% and the dimension has been set to largest available dimension, so that the original quality of the picture is maintained while you're transferring it to your gallery. And that's what I'm going to do with the rest of the two pictures as well. So as I said, these presets are available, and that makes it pretty easy. But then there are certain pictures which might not work completely for these presets. So then you need to adjust the shadow, the exposure, and the basic editing stuff for each picture, because that's how it works. Now as an influencer, we travel a lot and we are always on the go, and we have to upload something or the other, and we might not always have our laptop with us to edit pictures on Photoshop. So obviously I use Lightroom alone so many times on so many of my pictures, especially the pictures which I have clicked from my phone. So in that case, I just take these pictures, transfer it to Lightroom, and then edit them. So I'm going to show you again three different pictures, three different type of pictures which I edit from Lightroom without using Photoshop as well. So the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to copy the preset. I'm going to paste it. Now this is a very simple back picture. I just needed it for my story, so I'm not going to add the temperature and tint which I usually add on my feed pictures. So in this picture, what I'm doing is I'm going to the color and then I'm going to the mix section, and then I'm playing around with the colors which we did in Camera Raw, Filter and Photoshop. The same thing we are doing in Lightroom as well. These are the things that makes a picture really interesting. And then I'm increasing the sharpness and details and stuff a bit because it has been clicked by a phone. So I just want the sharpness to be a bit more, and that's how the picture looks, the before and after picture. The second picture is a very simple one. It is a very basic editing what we did with Photoshop. That's what we are exactly going to do. The same thing we are going to repeat with this picture as well. There's nothing different about it. Now there are some pictures which are in itself good and they don't need presets. So for those pictures I just edit the basic stuff exactly what we did in Photoshop. We are going to do in Lightroom, and just change the exposure, shadow and everything, and then we are going to the color section and we are going to play around with the mix tab and add a lot of emphasis on the sky and the hair color that I'm having in this picture. Currently I don't have that hair color, but in this picture I was having purple sort of a color, and I'm going to intensify that as well, and play around with this part. And yeah, that's how I edit these pictures. This is how it looks before and after. You can easily edit your pictures on the go even without using Photoshop as well. With just Lightroom also you can completely edit your pictures, but Photoshop is something I use for more technical stuff like removing something from the background or making certain things a bit more sharper, especially the text. If there's some text available in the picture, I just make it a bit sharper. All these things is what I use basically Photoshop for. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you like the video then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. If you want a detailed review or tutorial of a particular edit that I've done or a particular picture, then just let me know in the comments below, or you can just DM me on Instagram and I'll do that. So hope this was helpful and I'll see you soon.
Wiggle, wiggle. Like.